The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have
Good afternoon and welcome to the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. We are, second week into the new year, 2020. I'm excited. I hope you guys have been excited and have gotten some great things going on. And if you don't, you need to be getting some things going on. You need to make sure that there's a lot of traction happening in 2020. So my year has just started off with a bang. I've had the opportunity to sit in on some live interviews, which was pretty awesome. I had an awesome class last Monday, and I have two more classes coming up. And then I'm scheduling a basic QuickBooks class in, February. And then right behind that will be a business plan class. So this is the time, guys. You want to make sure that you are adding value to your proposition, right? And that's your business. So that's what we're going to be talking about. You have to be bigger, better, and greater. And everybody's motto should be, or mantra should be for 2020 is that you're going to keep things moving and you're going to create an impact. You're going to get noticed more. You're going to get seen more. You're going to bring in more clients and customers. And above all, you're going to bring in more money. If that's not on your agenda, then you probably going to have a pretty difficult 2020. And with everything going on in Washington, you really, truly need more money. So again, welcome. Gilbert is on his way. So, of course, I'm Crystal, and we're going to have a fantastic show. The topic today is going to be the 5 major pain points in business, or business pain points. We usually talk about customer pain points, but we rarely ever talk about the business pain points. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And so if you have any pain points, we would love for you to call in and share those with us. You can call in at 323-293-3375, and we'll talk about yours and see if we can help you address yours. But businesses have to be operating out at the optimum in order for you guys to create more income. I'm finishing up a series on being bankable and being bank loan readiness, and with the Los Angeles Urban League. And that's all we've been talking about is what does it take for you to get your business to a place that it's bank loan ready. It just doesn't happen because you want it to happen, and everyone needs more capital. But it's not going to come if your business is not in the right place. And that means everything, the entire structure from the legal paperwork and the legalities that you have to do, your marketing, your message, your pitch, your networking, your financials, all those people, your key resources, your distribution, and including your product and your supply and your services. So all of those things need to be working together like a well-oiled machine. And if they're not, then you have problems in your business. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So by all means, call in to talk so you can let us know what your major pain points are. That's what we're here for. Both of us are coaches, and we want to help you. So the phone number again is 323-293-3375. But now let me ask you this question. How's your year going so far? I mean, I know we're day 10, but hopefully you had a plan, and on day 2, you actually started to activate that plan. And from here on out for the rest of the year, that should be your goal. So let me tell you all the fun, exciting things that took place in my world this week. So first thing is, everyone knows that I love tennis and that I sit on the board for Pete Brown Junior Tennis Program. And we have children. We teach how to play tennis from the age of 3 to the age of 18. And we have an adult program as well. We have our coaches and so forth. So we had the incredible opportunity of the CEO of the organization to be on Rachel Ray show this week. And that was just incredible. Last week, we had to do this whole major production thing, filming every aspect of our program. So we had to bring out all our volunteers, all our kids came out, and it was just incredible. We want to thank the volunteers that all showed up and just put on just a primo first class act last Saturday. And it paid off because we got a wonderful, sizable contribution when we went on the Rachel Ray show. So we're excited. It's going to air on the 14th of January at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. That's either Pacific Standard or it's actually Pacific Standard Time. So check us out, talking about our program, the Pete Brown Junior Tennis Program. So that was the first phenomenal thing that took place this week. The second phenomenal thing that took place was I did a live interview. It's not live, actually, it's recorded, and it's going to be aired on January 27th through an organization called Power Her Up. And it's a young lady that's doing a Peanut Eris, and she's doing a platform on empowering and uplifting women business owners. And so I had the great pleasure of being interviewed by her. And oh my God, I just love her. We had such amazing chemistry, and we hit it off so well. So I've made a new friend. And in a new business friend. She's from the Bay Area. And so as soon as that link is available, I will share that with you. But we basically talked about the 6 ways for small businesses to market their business economically, I guess it would be saying that it would cost you not as much money if you were doing print media. So I look forward to sharing that with you when that's available, which will be on January 27th. And then I'll make sure that everyone gets the link. And then the next thing I did was, now this is the first time I've ever done this, and I was pretty excited. It was a visual summit, and it was 24 coaches from around the country. And we all came on with a topic that was specific to our specialties and our expertise, and it was just incredible. So here's what you need to do if you are wanting to see what we talked about. And all week long, if you guys were on my Facebook page, you've seen me post probably every other day. I've been posting something for this summit. And so it's you can go to www.getseen2020. And if you register for it this weekend, although it was this morning, if you register for it this weekend, then you will be able to get a recorded copy of the video. So you really want to do that. I tell you, these people were just beyond impressive. They just took it to another level. We talked about my subject was on social. Mine was on social media and getting noticed, and everybody from YouTube to writing a book to understanding Facebook and its algorithms, the importance of being on LinkedIn and what you need to do to maximize your LinkedIn for exposure and lead generation, to e-courses, you name it. Every topic that was under the sun could have been discussed in regards to having a business and how to get the maximum potential out of your business. So again, it's www.getseen2020 and .com, and you want to register. you can sit and listen to it at your leisure, but it is important, people. The more information and knowledge that you have in order to run your business, and especially when it was basically free. It was a free thing. You could have been there all day. It was like going to the convention center and just going from room to room. But in this case, they were all just coming to you, and all you had to do was sit and listen. And so I encourage you all to sign in and register and get that information. So while we're waiting for Mr. Gilbert to roll in, he probably hit some traffic today. Everybody's back to work and traffic is back to its norm. It was kind of nice, with Christmas being and New Year's, where I guess mostly everybody in Los Angeles didn't come from here or don't have family here, because it was for the first time in all year long. You could drive through the streets and you could get somewhere in 10 to 15 minutes. It was just pretty awesome. We're just so crowded over here that traffic is usually intense. And so you haven't heard anyone say that you could get anywhere in 10 or 15 minutes in a very long time. So that just tells me that because we could, that just meant everybody was out of town for the holidays, but they're back and traffic is back. So we'll see Gilbert as soon as he can get in here. But we're going to talk about a couple of things that's an update before we get to our topic. And that update would be on the AB 5 legislation that became effective on January 1st, and that is the contracting law that has, it has kind of had a major impact on most individuals that use contractors in their business, especially the gig industry. So it's jeopardizing both of those industries, the gig industry, the driver, the Uber, the Lyft, and it's called the AB 5, the Gig Work Bill. And basically what it means is that there is an ABC, which is the ABC ruling on, or definition on, whether or not you are a true contractor or not, or if you should be classified as a employee. And so it has its good points and bad points, but for the state of California, for the small businesses in Los Angeles, it could be pretty devastating. So, but there has been, for those of you out there that are Uber and Lyft drivers, they are actually fighting. Uber, especially, they are actually going to fight this. And so what they're doing is they've put together a large sum of money in order to fight this, both in the court system and as well as in the political parties through legislation. So let me kind of give you an update. And I know many of you are contractors for Uber and Lyft. And here's the thing. There are some people that really truly are employees, and it's the gray area is really blinding, and it's flashing with red lights and saying, no, this is truly an employee. But then there are others that are not. So let me give you some background. So today, drivers, you can choose to work for any competitor at the same time, which is, either Uber or Lyft. In the U.S., the 92% of the drivers drive less than 40 hours a week, and 45 of those drivers drive less than 10 hours a week. But a lot of us, the transportation or the metro and the public transportation is not that easy to navigate here in Los Angeles. And so the Uber and Lyft has made a major impact. And since they launched their business, there's over 200,000 drivers in the California area. So Uber and Lyft have come together, and they're put together $60 million into a campaign committee account, and they're going to go forward and at least get the bill so that it's not written with such a broad stroke. So as they talk about their business, they basically indicate that their drivers choose to work when they want to work. They are using their own vehicles. They are maintaining their own vehicles. They go on the clock, they're off the clock, and pick up clients and customers at their will. And so therefore, they're not necessarily employees. But at the same time, they are saying they understand if what is an employee, then they will reclassify those, but not not everyone that works for them are actually that. So, and they also say they're not necessarily in the taxi business. They're in the tech business. They're an online app that you can actually request your car. And so it's not a taxi company where they are providing the vehicles, and they're hiring the drivers. It's not that. So, so we'll see what happens. But I think, many more companies need to look at maybe fighting it as well. I know the trunking industry is looking into it. The real estate agents are, the DRE, they're looking into it, and I think they have. So they've been kind of exempt if you're in a white collar business and you actually have licensure and you have expertise in your area of doing business, because technically they have to hang their licenses under a broker in order to sell in real estate. So, there is a relationship there, but however, each one of them has to have their own E&O insurance. They basically have their own businesses, and they get paid through that. But they're doing their marketing, they're doing their listings, they're investing in their membership organizations. So something to think about. It's going to be quite a rocky ride for this, but I think for employers, if you do have some individuals in your business that it is suspect or it is a gray area, you really, really need to look at it carefully, because there's going to be so much stuff around this. You don't want to be targeted if you can avoid it. If they're truly contractors, then that's what they are. But if they're not, and you know yourself that you're driving their work schedules, you drive how they do their work, you provide all the materials for them to do their work, then you truly really want to look at that and relook at that and make sure that you're on the right side of the law. But if you have a legitimate reason to know that your contractors are contractors, I say don't be quiet. I say speak out, and I say write to your congressmen and your senators and let them know how you feel. So we're going to take a quick break. My co-host is here. He done made it through the traffic. And we will come to you with our topic for the day. So we're going to take a quick break. This is Crystal from the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, and we'll see you back in a few seconds.
Small businesses spend more than $500 million each year combined trying to find missing or replace missing paperwork. Hey, small businesses, are you tired of losing out on business opportunities because your paperwork is not in order? And don't you hate having to register in multiple websites just to find a single procurement opportunity that may not even be worth your time? Well, worry no more. Small Biz Pro is the solution to your problems. Small Biz Pro is an all-in-one cloud-based business management, compliance, and procurement assistance software platform that keeps small businesses organized, contract-ready, bank loan-ready, with quick access to procurement opportunities, as well as market research data. Here are some of the features and benefits that you receive when you use Small Biz Pro to run your business daily. Superior record keeping at your fingertips, back office management and compliance, quick access to bids and procurement opportunities in government databases, It allows you to conduct easy market research and gather industry statistics, government certification preparedness and compliance checklists, easy HR and general operations management functionality, bank loan readiness preparation and cash flow management, certified payroll and labor compliance reporting, business dictionary with defined business terms, a cloud-based business management platform that keeps small businesses organized and ready, even nonprofits, business documents securely stored in the cloud, data fully encrypted and protected by triple firewall reinforcements, on-the-spot document retrieval for quick decision-making, bank-level data security for compliance, document expiration alerts and advanced notifications. It uses security restrictions to block out unauthorized users, and much more. Try it out today for only $5 for the first 30 days. What are you waiting for? Go to www.smallbizpro.net and register now, or your competitors will. Small Biz Pro, keeping small businesses organized, business ready, and contract ready.
And we are back on the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert.
That's right. We're back, baby.
We're back. So we're going to talk about our topic, which is, we normally talk about the customer pain points, but today we're going to kind of talk about the business pain points because that's important.
Yeah.
But any updates for your week?
Oh.
Did you have a good week? Bad week?
Well, this week was a busy one. I forged an agreement with a church called the Refuge Christian Center.
Oh, okay.
So that's where we're going to do this workshop, this upcoming contract readiness workshop.
Oh, okay, excellent.
And it's going to be in Altadena.
Okay.
So they got a nice facility, so we're going to use the facility to have this
I think
workshop.
I know a couple of people that go to church over there.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
really nice.
Uh-huh.
So we're hoping to use this location, this venue, to do a lot of workshops.
Oh, good.
And we want to broadcast it live as well.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
No,
so-
that'll bring in more people.
Yes.
That's kind of what I was talking about before you got here was
Yes.
that the summit that I participated in.
Uh-huh.
And when I finished up, after I got to talking with you, you can actually register for the class today through this weekend, and then they'll send you the video
And we do it webinar?
No, it's not even. It was live today. They were on from 5 o'clock.
Yeah, send me the link. I want to register.
Yeah, so
I wanna see how
register for
works.
that. So and then they will send. I mean, just powerful
amazing.
speakers.
I'm so proud of you.
With information.
So proud of you. You're such a trailblazer.
I just, you know how it is. There's information out there, and we should be figuring out how we can get that information, right? So I think that's very, very important. And this is the time of the year. You should be doing some new stuff and making sure what didn't works this year,
definitely.
and adding on some new components to it. And if you're not getting your exposure, then that's what this was. So do that. So
that's very good. Very good.
Let's talk about our topic today.
Right. Our topic today is to look at 5 major pain points and how to solve them. And these are 5 major pain points in our business, not in the client's business,
right?
But in our business. So we want to check out our infrastructure.
And because if the business part is not, the structure is not together, then it's going to be a little bit difficult.
Yes.
To help with the customer pain points.
Yeah.
They're like way down the list.
Oh, yeah.
If we don't have our own pain points.
So we got to take care of our own house before we expect the customer to take care of theirs.
They take care of their house and we can take care of them, right?
Right.
So here's what we're going to talk about. So you build your business. you start your business, you build a business, you nurture the business,
Yes.
but you yourself know that the business has some weak space,
That's right.
weak spots, right? You and I,
There's
you
some
go
weaknesses.
you go into a client and they're telling you all of the woes, and then you go and after they finish giving you the recital, then you go, well, okay, is this in place?
Yeah.
Is this in place?
Right.
Is this in place?
Right.
And knowing that it's not in place, then
which is amazing, because this is the same thing that we see with our clients, and we're recommending that they use Small Biz Pro to know what documents they need to operate their business,
right?
Which ones they have and which ones they don't, and they're going, I don't think I need that because I can figure it out myself. But they really can't.
Right, because depending on how long they've been in business, they haven't figured it out yet.
And even if they've been in business for 40 years, many of those guys still don't have the right documents.
Oh, for sure, right? And they're doing the same business.
Yes.
So those pain points is problems in your business.
Yes.
So as Gilbert said, you don't have all the documents, you haven't done all the legal pieces that you need to do for your business.
Yeah.
Your financial
Right.
accounting piece, there is no structure there at all. It's in a complete shambles. In fact, in the next couple of months, you're going to be carrying boxes of receipts, faded receipts, mind you, to your accountant or to your tax preparer. You're not getting new leads, no new lead generations, because you have no marketing piece in
you
place.
don't know what you have and what you don't have.
Right, exactly.
Because you don't have a proper infrastructure.
Right. So the first one, and I think this kind of falls into your area, is the processing issues. And this is infrastructure problems that appear frequently in a growing business, and the operation that has worked for dozens of employees no longer functions properly when they reach 50 or more. So would you like to talk on that?
Hi, Gloria. So we're talking today about 5 pain points in every business, small business, medium-sized, large business. Now, many of us don't spend enough time to figure out our infrastructure. Many of us don't think we need an infrastructure. So Crystal and I, on the Business Zone today, we're going to go over this and help you guys. So one of the infrastructural thing that many businesses lack, or they have no idea what they need, is let's take a business and divide it into legal structures. So let's say we're looking at a corporation, a C Corp, an S Corp, an LLC, a sole proprietorship, and a partnership. Each one of those are very unique, and each one of those have different requirements that they're looking for. So in order to build your infrastructure, let's say you're a corporation. What's the first thing you're going to do besides finding your business name, registering your name, and all of those things, okay? The next thing you're going to do is to register with the Secretary of State. Now, what are some of the key things that could be missing from your infrastructure? Well, we're talking about articles of incorporation. If you're a corporation, articles of incorporation, your bylaws, your board resolution, your meeting minutes, your stock ledger, your shareholders agreement. All of those things are things you need to run your infrastructure properly.
And if they don't?
And if you don't, then you're going to have some problems, because one of the key documents that many corporations and LLCs don't have, and they get in a lot of trouble, is simple document. Document only costs $25. It's your statement of information.
Right.
You don't have that, then the state fine you $250.
Right.
So instead of paying $25, you're now going to have to pay $25 plus $250.
But I have an additive to that.
Yes.
One of my clients this week, I do monthly. I come in and she's now doing her own books, and so I come in and I review everything to make sure. So one of the things she was doing, she's right on point with everything that she needs to do, right? So one of the things she was doing was she had gotten the statement of information, or at least she'd gotten a mailing for the statement of information that it was time to renew. And so before she did it, she wanted to speak to me first and wanted me to take a look at it. So she's telling me, so it's pretty standard, right? I mean, if nothing's changed in your business, you just check the box, nothing changed, sign it and send it on back in, right? And usually these are small businesses, so you're not changing boards and that kind of stuff, right? So she says, okay, it's going to cost $120. I'm like, what? No, it's $20. She goes, no, it must have gone up.
Yeah.
No, it didn't go up.
I know what happened.
And so, no.
Some organization send them some bogus paperwork.
Right, exactly. And so I was like, no, it's $20. So, of course, I did my research and I said, I am so happy you waited to talk to me.
Right.
Because she's the type that, which is fine. She's very compliant, conscious, right?
Yes.
And so some of my clients aren't,
Yeah.
but she's very compliant, conscious. And so she was getting ready to go take care of it.
Right.
And so then I said, who are you supposed to make the check out to? And she gave me some other name. No. Let's go to the Secretary of State, the California Business Portal.
Yes.
And if it doesn't have Alex Patella on it, do not send anybody else any money. So they were going to get $100.
See, that's a good point right there. And that's one of the things small business is that what Crystal just said is perfectly so. This is one of the reasons why you guys got to know your business. You got to understand a little bit about the business. We don't expect you to know everything about the business because that's not your playpen. That's not your playground. You don't understand that. That's why coaches like us, we're here to guide you guys. So whenever you receive that notification in the mail that your statement of information is up for renewal, and it's going to cost you $120 or $200 or $300 or $400.
Right.
It's bogus. You do not need to pay that. You want to quickly find a consultant or somebody who knows what they're doing, or an accountant,
an accountant, who knows what they're doing. Your taxpayer, even your tax preparer will know that. Do not pay anybody.
It's only $25. It only costs $25. So if you're paying,
it's $20. It's not even $25. It's $20.
And then the extra $5 is if you want a copy for yourself.
Right.
So if you are paying $125 or more for a statement of information, believe me, you are being jacked.
Right, exactly. So ask questions before you go sending off $120. But I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And so of course, she's like, but I got the notification.
Yes.
And here's the other thing that's interesting. The IRS doesn't necessarily send you a notice. So
that's a good point.
It's inconsistent, right?
That's a good point.
Because nonprofits get in trouble for this all the time.
Yes.
Because they don't normally send you anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is so true. Well, if you receive a notification saying it's coming from the IRS, you want to check it out with the IRS or call them up because they usually don't send you notifications like that. They let the bill tally up,
right,
and then they jack you a big bill.
And they'll tell you, you need to put that on your calendar.
Yes.
Of course, it's coming every 2 years, right? So you got tons. You're not sitting there worried about the statement of information. More than likely, you'd have forgot about the statement of information.
Exactly.
So
we're talking about building infrastructure today, and part of your infrastructure is to make sure that all your functioning documents are up to date. They're current. They're valid. All right. So if you don't have a tool that will keep you guys current, Small Biz Pro is a tool for you. Smallbizpro.net, you go there, you register, because that tool reminds you when your business license is going to be ready for renewal, when your insurance needs to be renewed, your minority or woman-owned certification needs to be renewed, it sends you a 90-day notification, and it tells you that. Which brings me to my next point. If you are registered with the City of Los Angeles, if you have your business license with the City of Los Angeles, it is due next month. This February 28th, that's when it's due. So if you don't pay it by February 28th, guess what? You're going to owe the City of Los Angeles an additional $300 plus what you're supposed to file.
Right. And also your 1099s.
Yes.
And if you have a
1099s, yes. Tell them about 1099s.
Your 1099s are due on January 30th. And they should be out to your contractors by January 31st. And then your other contract, and it has to be to the IRS by February 3rd. So it used to be another 15 days, but that's gotten shortened. And so it's actually February 3rd. So make sure.
Gloria just said that it happened to her too.
Oh.
Where they send her a bogus statement of information bill. and she had to pay it. She paid it without knowing.
She paid it.
Yes.
So do not do that next time.
Do not do that. Thanks, Gloria, for letting us know.
Yeah, so that's very important.
We got to share these stories as small businesses. Got to stay in a pack.
Right, stay in a pack and question it. If you don't think in the past, and this is why having an accounting system is important, because you can always go back and see what you've paid over the previous years by having tracked your expenses.
Yes.
And then you go, well, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Why am I paying $120? So then you get on the phone to whomever the Secretary of State is and go, why am I paying $120? Right. And then they would tell you,
and they're going to say you've been duped.
You've been duped. And if it does, as I said, if it doesn't have the Secretary of State's name somewhere on that document, Alex, because that's the only Padilla, that's the only government entity that actually has a person's name.
That's right. That's right.
That's the only government entity that has that. And so if it doesn't have his name in or whoever the current one is at the time, but right now it is him, then pass on it or call somebody, call them. And if you don't have a consultant, but you can always call Gilbert and I.
Exactly.
And we don't have a problem. You can email us or text us and say, hey, I got this is $120. Does this make sense? I don't know if this makes sense. It doesn't feel right. Okay?
That's right.
And then you go from there.
All right. So, don't hesitate. And if you need our phone number, you can reach us at 888-882-1168. That's 888-882-1168. Crystal or myself will get a hold of you guys and we'll straighten out whatever problems you've got. All right.
And also, so here's the thing. I talked to you guys very shortly about the AB5. If you have contractors, I think it's very important that you actually get them, get your 1099s out. If you don't know, have anyone to do that, reach out to me at 323-447-7272 and I can help you out. For businesses under 25. No, for businesses under 10. Because over that, you really should have a payroll service is making that work.
That's right.
So our next one up is trouble with innovation. Because businesses, and we kind of talked about this last week, I think. Yes. We talked about doing the same thing over and over and over again. So let me ask this question to you guys. How many people can actually watch the same movie over and over and over and over?
You'd be surprised how many people.
Or well, then maybe that's not me. If I
watch it once, that's it.
Yeah, with the first, if the dialogue sounds familiar, the same thing with a book. I can't read it. Yeah. You get bored, people. Yeah. People get bored with you doing the same thing. So innovation is the key to the success of especially new businesses. But right now, even old businesses need to be innovative because you have some major contenders out there or competition, your direct competition, your indirect, and then there's a new body on the plate now, and it's called the disruptive.
Oh yeah,
that replacement. They coming in to replace you. That's their whole purpose.
I'm one of those guys.
Right. So because you see that there's still a window of opportunity left for you, right? So that's how you can squeeze in.
That's right.
So you want to make sure that you're staying innovative. And that your business is not in any danger of disruption.
You know, I want to ask small businesses out there, small business pros out there, I want to ask you this question. What have you done over the last 6 months to show innovation in your business? Innovation means doing something different, something new, creative, and you want to tie it in with technology. What is it that you're doing to elevate your business and show that you set your business apart from the competition? Because if you haven't done anything lately, you want to start looking at something. Because guess what? Your competition is out there waiting to eat your lunch.
Wow, Gilbert. Eat your lunch.
Waiting to eat your lunch. So you want to start thinking of creative ways to get your customers, maintain your customers, improve sales, get contracts. All of those things you want to start looking at.
Yes, you do. You do, because that's kind of the era we're in. Disruption is a major.
Oh, yeah.
They're playing hard and fast, right? What was that? The sheeps and the wolves.
Yeah, wolves and leopards. Wolves and leopards are out there and they're trying to get you. Just remember that. And I want to remind you guys about this, because when we think of wolves and leopards, we think of people who are our enemies, and they're out there to get us. Yeah, those are out there too, but guess what? Some of these wolves and leopards are your family members. Some of them are your close friends.
You've been complaining,
yes.
and then they coming about like, wow, he's complaining. So obviously there's a niche right here.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden they're telling you that they're doing something very similar. It's not the same, man.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Even people in your churches, just remember, wolves and leopards, they're out there. They're hiding. They're trying to get you, and they're trying to outdo you. So you want to be careful. You want to be on guard.
Yeah, if you stop being innovative in your business like you were when you first started, you will ultimately perish. That's just the way it's going to work.
That's right.
So this one,
number 3,
I'm gonna let you talk about this because we ended the show last week with this one. You talked about nepotism, right? Which falls into the trouble with the company culture of your business, right?
Yes.
So your organization's culture sets the tone for the entire organization. Just look at what's happening at the White House, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
From the head. When the head is corrupt, then it's
then
going
the whole body is
going to decay, right?
Yeah.
So if you how you treat your employees, how you treat your stockholders, how you treat your customers, all play a major part in this.
Right.
And so you were talking about that last week.
Yes.
That sometimes when there's nepotism and there's favoritism played, the work environment becomes toxic.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And now you're working in a hostile, and I mean, I would imagine when whoever's working in the White House, the working bodies, I would imagine that
they're ready to snitch
they're gonna need some serious psychological help when they come out, because they're gonna have post-traumatic White House syndrome, and they're gonna have because it's been so much for the last 3.5 years to work under that kind of environment. And so if you know that your company is operating like that, you really do need to think about that. And you need to bring in an HR consultant so that they can address that.
Right.
Because it ultimately is truly hurting your business.
And even if you're a sole prop, you still want to have a system that fosters good organizational culture. Now, how do you do that? How do you get a system that fosters good organizational culture? Well, the first thing you want to do is to develop a standard operating procedure within your business. You want to know how things work in your business. So let's say you're a small business, you do outreach. You got to put a system in place for outreach. How do we do outreach? What's the first thing we do? Who do we get involved? What's the process? How do we make it successful? So those are things you want to build into your system. Now, if you're going to bring people in, you want to make sure that you don't have toxic people coming in. Now, sometimes it's really difficult for you to determine who is toxic in your organization. But guess what? Crystal and I have a system that can help you to figure out who is toxic and who is not. So we've got a tool called KYP, knowing your personnel. And people fall in 4 categories. So that's what that system does. It helps you to determine which one of those 4 categories your staff or your associates or your business partner or even your clients, which one of those they fall into. And then you can start identifying whether or not they're toxic. Now, there are toxic clients too out there, right? And once you identify that, you want to establish your threshold. How much can you tolerate that toxicity from them, right? And if you know that you have a threshold, then it's time for you to fire them. You got to fire that client. It's
affecting all the rest of your clients. Yeah. And then it's affecting your business. It's affecting your business. And the other side of that, you also want to always keep the purpose and the mission and the vision of why the company's in business in the first place. And you want to keep that front and center.
Yes.
And so when there is conflict within and it's not in line with the company's purpose and the country's mission and the vision, then you know that you're going to have to take some action to make that happen.
And the thing about business is, because I teach a lot of workshops and people say, I'm in business to make a lot of money. Yeah, you may be in business to make a lot of money, but that's not the primary reason why you're in business. You are in business to solve a pain in the marketplace. Solve a pain. That's why you're here. If the customers didn't have a pain, there wouldn't be a need for you. I'm going to say it again. If their customers in the marketplace didn't have a pain, then there wouldn't be a need for you to solve that pain. And your job is to solve that pain better than your competitors. So you got to build your culture around that. You got to build your purpose. Your purpose is your mission. Why you're in this business.
Yes.
What pain are you solving? And you got to know how you're going to solve it to bring value to that customer.
And that leads right into, you want to make sure your company's value are always at the forefront of your employees' mind.
Exactly.
That they're there working for a larger purpose,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And that is to make sure that there is none of the favoritism and all the other stuff that go along with
no
it.
nepotism.
Right. If they know biasness, and if they know, and if there's infighting.
Yeah.
From you as the leader, the CEO, you're supposed to put that squash to that.
Right.
You have to be a forceful leader in your own business because they will sabotage your business.
And a lot of times the infighting starts based on your culture, your organizational structure. Because people start fighting one, maybe they know that you're paying the other person more than them and they're doing a lot more work.
Yes.
One person might be snitching on the other.
Yes.
That's a part of the culture. And why are they snitching? Maybe you're encouraging that. See what I mean?
Possibly.
You see what I mean? So you want to set up the culture so that it doesn't have that infighting. It doesn't have that toxicity within the organization.
Right. And you want to make sure everybody's on the same page. Weekly meetings help with that.
Oh, yes.
And making sure, and you should be very clear in your delivery of what your expectations are of them. There should be employee training going on. And you should also not necessarily, I would say, company cultures that look at their employees as associates and ambassadors of the company. I think they're much more successful in squashing all of that. When you look at Ben and Jerry ice cream and a lot of the in the early days, the .coms, the Googles, and that's kind of their culture.
Yeah.
But they've kind of got away from it. But that's what you want to do. So. And then the next one.
And real quickly, Crystal, before you transition, I want to say this to you also. In your organization, whether it's a sole prop, an LLC, a corporation, a nonprofit, or a partnership, you want to have 4 things that you focus on because this is going to help you with your organizational structure. It's going to help you with growth, and it's going to help you with efficiency. You got to have goals.
Yes.
You got to have objectives. You got to have action plans, and you've got to have what we call milestones. So you want to have goals, objectives, action plans, milestone. If you have that, you can't go wrong.
Right, exactly.
Because now you can measure measure your success if you have milestones.
Exactly.
Because within a certain time frame, you got to achieve certain things. And if you didn't achieve it, then you got to figure out why you didn't.
Exactly. So, and big corporations, that's the way they operate, right?
Yes.
They're always updating and trying new stuff, but at the same time, they're measuring it and seeing what the outcomes of that and making sure that they're not throwing money after something that's not working.
Oh, yeah.
So you as a small business, it would behoove you to adopt some of the big corporations' techniques and strategies for running their business. That's how they got there, right?
And we got to mirror our small organization after the large organizations. Because think about it. Many of these large organizations, they've stumbled along the way. They've learned a lot. They know what works and what doesn't. And, if they pumped a lot of money into research to figure that out as well.
Right.
So if they're using a methodology that's working for them, it doesn't hurt for you to try to adopt it and try to build on that and make it your own, make it better.
Yes, exactly. So now this next one, as we transition to the next pain point, and this is probably when you ask a small business what their pain points
the biggest pain point is.
What's their biggest pain point? Before you even know about their business, I'll tell you what my problem is. I don't have enough money.
I need money.
I need money. So the biggest problem is funding problems with your business, right?
Yes.
But sometimes there is issues that are of your making. Mm-hmm. That you're not even ready to even get to them yet, right? But you go anyway, right? And you don't have anything to offer to them.
That's right.
And the only thing, and I have to read, and I talk about this every time I have a QuickBooks class, anytime I'm talking about money and small businesses, I always say, only thing the banker wants is how you gonna pay him back.
That's right.
He does not care about your warm and fuzzies.
Yeah.
He don't care that this has been a dream of yours since you were 5. Uh-huh. He could care less about any of that. He wants a pat and all that stuff. That's insignificant.
That's right.
In this new day and age, all he cares about is, can you afford to pay me back?
Yes.
So you have to give
and when.
So you have to give them the confidence that you can do that. So everyone needs an infusion of cash.
Yes.
But while you're building your company and making sure the structure and all these other things that we just talked about are in place, you need to do that before you go to him.
That's right.
And then once you get to him, then you have something that you can prove your case, right?
Yes.
So now you can present your business in a manner. You need to make sure you understand the accounting aspect. Even if you have a bookkeeper and an accountant that is actually managing the finances and they're doing really well, you're the one that's going to go to the banker.
That's right.
And so you need to understand how to read the balance sheet. You need to understand how to read the profit and loss statement. You need to know what's the average return of your receivables.
Yeah.
You need to also be able to tell him what are your normal terms for your your payables, right? So they want to hear that from you. They want to know that you understand how your business works.
And if you're on top of that, then they know you have an idea about how your finances work within your organization. Now, the next thing I would like to add to this, Crystal, is, so as a small business, we usually don't have money readily available to us. So one way that you can get some funds that can help you can leverage some funds, is to get a line of credit in your business. That's one of the first things you want to do. A lot of small businesses say, I don't want a line of credit, I don't want a loan, okay? Yeah, you may not want a loan, even though a line of credit is a cousin to a loan.
A cousin?
It's a cousin to a loan.
A little harder to get. That cousin is a little harder to get.
See what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that if you have a line of credit, and a line of credit could be like a credit card as well. That's money that's fronted to you, that you use some of it and you pay it back as you go along. You don't pay the whole amount, you pay portions of it. That's what line of credit is. You pay on the interest. So let's say you get a line of credit for $50,000 and you use $10,000. You're going to be paying on $10,000, not the whole $50,000. So you want to have something like that. So if you get a contract or you have to buy materials, then you've got some funds that you can use on that.
Right.
You know, if you have a project and a client is supposed to pay you, but they haven't paid you yet, then you can leverage that funds until you get paid. Then you replenish that account. That's the whole reason for that. So if you understand that premise, then your cash flow will be in a much better position instead of you waiting check to check, waiting to get paid by a customer.
And you should be always continually finding new ways to increase your profits.
Yes.
Your business can't operate on just one singular a stream of income.
Right.
So that's just imperative in this day and age. So the best way to address that is to make sure there's always a backup plan, right? And always, that's part of that innovation. They're all tied together. You're welcome, Miko. Miko wanted to know what was the last, the goals, the objectives, action plan, and it was value, right?
You've got your goals, objective, action plan, and milestones.
Oh, milestones. I'm sorry, Miko.
Yeah.
But values are important in that, but milestones.
Yeah.
As well as you want to be able to increase your profits. You want to watch your expenses on how the money's going out. Mm-hmm. Like that $120, that would be $100 that went out that didn't need to go out.
Exactly.
Right. So you want to watch your expenses.
Yes.
And you want to try, because this happens with new businesses. We're all excited and everybody's all of a sudden orders are just flying in off the shelf. Mm-hmm. But you have to be careful of your scale, how you're scaling up, right?
Yeah.
Because if you start if you're not scaling and are completely functional and understanding the outsourcing piece and how much it's going to cost you to be able to meet the need.
Yes.
So you want to map that out.
So you want to scale strategically.
Strategically. It's important you do that. And always have to be flexible on your growth.
Yeah.
Right. But again, as you said, if you're setting goals every year and we have our objectives. And then we're doing the milestones. And then behind that, what's the measures, right? Are we measuring what that looks like and being able to adjust accordingly?
Right.
I think that's important.
And just remember, in business, you got to measure everything. You got to measure. If you do a commercial, you got to measure how much did it cost you for that commercial? How much is it going to take for you to make your money back on that commercial? What activities are you going to do to make sure you make your money back?
Right, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And then you're going to measure that against your budget within the organization. Okay, is it worth it? What percentage of my budget is being spent on advertising or marketing?
And then I think also, Gilbert, to prioritize on what's really, really important. Set some, while you're doing all of the goal planning, put priorities next to them so you know anything that's going to help increase the bottom line and increase the profit margins, then you want to make sure that's that's one of your priorities, right? There's some other things that sometimes it's easier to spend a lot of time on stuff that brings no value, that has no dollar value.
And we all do that as small business. We all do that. You know, we spend some time. We're in the middle of a critical objective, a task, and then we may see an email come in, and on the title it says something. You know, let me check this out.
Easily distracted,
easily distracted. So we don't want to do it. I want to stay focused.
Stay focused. And I think if you set your timelines, you set your tasks, and you prioritize everything, that helps you do that. So now number 5 in the final one, and we're about to wrap up for the show for today, is, and I find this, I actually should have put this as 4.
Actually, I like
5.
where it is.
But the 5.
Yeah,
because
I like where it is.
Marketing.
Because that comes after funding anyway.
After funding, right. Yeah. So you have if you don't have a budget and you don't have a plan for marketing and how you're going to reach a large number of people, one of the things was very interesting. I think I told you that on my e-course, I there's not a lot, but it's a good stop, right? I have 25 people that are registered now. I got to be able to convert them on the 16th for my e-course. But one of the things that I have done and cultivated, and this morning when I was on when I was being interviewed on that panel, one of the things that I have done is I have cultivated over the 30 years that I've been in business a very active, very hands-on email list.
Beautiful.
So I know who's on my email, and I look active. And see and see if the list is generating any conversions. So you want to make sure you have an active mailing list, and then you want to have a nice mix, right? Marketing should include your email blast with entertaining, exciting digital content, right? It should be frequent. Yeah. Don't. It's like someone wanting to date you, and they're swearing that they care about you, but they call you every 6 months. What? So you want to make sure.
Or they call you the wrong name.
Oh, they call you the wrong name. That's just as bad, or if not worse. Or they forget your name. Period. How about that one? But instead of spending large sums of money in a venue that's not going to work for your client base, for who are your target market. So you have to know who these people are so that you're not spending unnecessary money. Like I know for Recycling Black Dollars, most of our people reside on Facebook. Right. But to complement that is our mailing list. Yeah. Because we actively have the same people coming to our breakfast mixer. And the same thing with my Mitchell Business Solutions clientele or followers. And of course the show here. But I use that cross-pollination. Yes,
you have to. You have to use different strategies, different approaches. Right. Because you don't know which one is really going to be the one that garner the golden egg.
You don't. You have no idea, but you do need a nice, use that mix, and that mix is your marketing strategy, social media, email marketing, and even print media.
Yes.
You should never go not just with a business card. You should go with something that's talking about your program, and you should be posting
like a capability statement,
right? Exactly. So you can have something, or if you don't have anything with you, make sure that you're returning that when you come back.
Yes.
And finally, if there's someone in your peer structure, and that's why LinkedIn is there and Instagram, if you can find an influencer, and I think that's what you're looking for to help market your business, they can go a long way. But I have to say before we wrap up, collaboration and leveraging your community is some powerful marketing strategies. I can't tell you. And then if you want to venture on into this world like Gilbert and I in podcasting, because visibility and being visible on YouTube makes you a subject matter expert, and people are looking to you to continue to give them tips and knowledge and information. And so that helps your business and it validates you.
And one thing I want to throw out there before I rehash these points to help you guys to identify your pain point, I want to state something to you guys. This is free, this is easy, this is cheap. All right. So each of you are maybe on social media right now. Some of you may have thousands of followers. Some of those followers have thousands of followers. Some of your friends have thousands of followers. So why don't you do this? This is a free tip here. All right. Why don't you exchange information with one of your followers or one of your associates on social media, right? So you promote their business and they in turn promote your business. Why don't you do that?
Yeah, Don and I are doing that. We're promoting each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great way of getting new customers, because now you're exposed to their list of followers. So if they're out there talking about Buchanan and Associates is one of the greatest consulting firm out there, these guys, they're on point. They know what they're doing. You guys should check them out. Now it's coming from someone else. So that has some level of credibility. Now, if it's coming from you and you're saying that, they may go, this person's full of themselves.
Right, exactly. And while we're on that subject, since we're about to wrap up, make sure you guys go to the Business Zone and subscribe to us.
Subscribe to the Business Zone.
so that we can grow our numbers.
We can grow our numbers and continue to provide you guys this information every week. So let's wrap up real quickly. So how do you identify your pain points, customer pain point? Well, first you want to look at what your biggest challenge is in your business. And you want to look at those challenges on a monthly basis, because different challenges seep into your business and you don't even realize it. Okay. Crystal, what's number 2?
And number 2 is recognize that if you have trouble with your innovation, you need to become more innovative, ask some questions, do surveys of your customers, find out if there's some new needs that they have, but don't get caught up in being disrupted.
Exactly. You don't want that at all. One of the things that you want to do real quickly is to make sure, and let me put this over here, you want to make sure that you prevent yourself from becoming overwhelmed, because that can kill you. Yeah. So innovation is number 2. Number 3 is
culture.
Culture. We're going to talk about culture real quickly.
Company culture. Make sure that you're operating in a toxic environment from the head down to the foot.
That's right.
And make sure that you're giving your employees some value, and make them your ambassadors, and treat them well, treat your customers well, and make sure that your company is staying focused on its vision and its goals and its purpose for being in business.
You know, when there's toxin in your organization, you know what it does? It creates organizational dry rot. Yeah. Dry rot means that your company is going down the drain. There's no way to come back. All right?
Exactly.
So you want to keep that in mind. Number 4. What's number 4, Crystal?
Number 4 is funding problems.
Funding.
So always have a backup plan. Even before you get to the bank looking for money, make sure you have other ways to increase your profits, multiple streams of income and capital. And then when you go to the banker, you're looking you're dressed up in your Sunday best clothes.
You're all good
instead of looking raggedy.
And number 5 is problems with your marketing. You want to make sure, just like I said earlier, you want to exchange place with a follower or an associate. Let them promote your business. You promote their business. That's a great way for you to get some new followers and new customers.
Right. So that pretty much wraps it up. So guys, next week we actually have a very exciting guest in the studio.
Oh yeah.
So we're looking forward to it. Next week you want to tune in because I have MJ Duffy. She has written her third book in her series of books called the Zonkly Chronicles. This lady is phenomenal.
Yeah.
She wrote her first book when she was in her early 70s.
Yes.
And just amazing. And you are going to be blown away. So she's launching her third book in March. So we want to do that. So guys, we want you to have a fantastic weekend.
And I want to make this quick announcement before we sign off. January 21st, it's a Tuesday. You guys register for my contract readiness workshop. Contract readiness. I'm going to teach you guys how to become contract ready, how you can win contracts with the County of Los Angeles. County has $3.9 billion in contracting opportunities. They claim they can't find any of you guys. They can't find qualified small businesses. So I'm going to train you guys. I'm going to get you guys ready. I'm going to give you guys all the tools so we can take you to the county and say, okay, here are qualified businesses. Where's the contract? Show me the money.
And if you want to tune in on the 16th to find out how I make bookkeeping sexy, that's what Jackie told me. That I'm the only one in the business that can make bookkeeping sexy. And how to become a freelance bookkeeper, reach out to me at 323-447-7272, and I'll send you the link. And we are done.
We are done for the day. Just remember, tuning every Friday from 3 to 4 on the Business Zone. And with Crystal and Gilbert, we'll provide you guys with a lot of guidance, a lot of information for your business. Remember, we're trying to get rid of the wolves and sheep. The wolves and leopards. Wolves and leopards. They're trying to get in our way and stop us.
We stream live on morrismedialive.com, YouTube, and as well as on Facebook under the Business Zone. And, of course, Gilbert and I both stream live on our own individual social media. So we will see you guys next week. Have a fantastic week, and we are out.
We're out. See you guys next week. As a small biz pro, that's how we roll. Using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, that's how we grow. Using procurement, program, and control.